Yeah, greetings. I hope everybody's fine. So welcome to my channel. I'm willywheelz. If you're new to the channel, this is the channel where I offer music production, especially how to produce, how to make reggae beats, mix, and also my music is also on this channel. So stick around. Alright, so without wasting time, let's jump into the topic. So I've brought 5 major tips that can help you become a better producer, whether it could be an engineer when it comes to reggae music. How do you become one? How do you become better in this craft? So tip number 1 is by listening to mixes. You know, when you listen to various mixes, you don't just listen. When you listen to music as an engineer, you listen with a lot of intentions. You listen how the song was made, the mixing side of it. I'll touch a number of areas there. How does this mix translate? If you listen to this mix, the same song you listen on this system, you listen to that other system. Those popular mixes of popular artists who have already made it on the market internationally or either locally, as long as they are big artists, listen to those mixes. You have that understanding to know what is supposed to be done whenever you are touching a song to mix. You know what to do and what not to do whenever you are going to start mixing. So that is the basic idea out of that. Because if you don't listen to mixes, you may be very confident in what you're doing without knowing that you are very behind, you know. So this is the major way on how you can improve a lot, because if you listen to this mix, you understand. Apart from that, try to research, you know. We have Google now in this world of internet. What's the vocal chain? I think last week I posted about the basic vocal chain that you can follow when you want to try to mix whether vocals or instruments. But that one was specifically for vocals because I was talking about most of those things were the procedures on how you can do your vocals, because that is also a serious challenge when it comes to mixing. So basically, that is it. Google, you check a lot of information, you find out, and you try some of those things, and if they work, that means that is what you should be going after most of the time whenever you're approaching your mixes and stuff. Let's look at tip number 2. Have a brutal skills training. Punish yourself, you know, if you are mixing a song. Exercise yourself by trying to mix that song within a short period of time, whether in 30 minutes or maybe 1 hour. Put everything in order. Pay attention to details, each and every detail whenever you are working. That is one of the most important things. So when you have that kind of exercise every now and then, there are certain projects which are so much huge. A project that can have maybe 30 or 40 tracks, or maybe even 60 tracks. How do you approach such kind of mixes? 64 tracks, full packed, or more than 54 or 100 tracks. So how do you do that? So find the strategy, you know. You find the strategy on how you should do this. Whether you are going to create buses and you are going to do A, B, C, D, you put the buses, you send the whole drum into buses, and you have 5 or 3 effects that you apply definitely. In the process of that, you quicken your mixes, because you know you just strategize, trying to be very difficult to yourself. You can also improve by having a lot of work every week. You're working. You can have a rest, you work. So each and every time, the more you work, the more you improve. The more you work, the more you improve. Because this work is so practical, you know. The more you work, you just develop that muscle memory on how you do this, how you do that, how you do this, how you do that. There's nothing that is done physically that can be achieved without practice. So let's look at tip number 3. Try to develop what we call critical listening. That is developed due to exercising, producers' ear exercises. It might come back to tip number 1. However, there is this. In critical listening, you analyze the production technique and the impact emotionally. What does it bring unto you? So that's critical listening. It's not for one-sided only. It has to cover everything. Many engineers are very much concerned with how does the mixing go. Mixing. They forget the musical point of view. A song can be mixed very well, but the musicality in it is not there. So you find that it doesn't make sense at all. So you have those kind of exercises. You train your ear to have the musical approach to to that music, apart from the mixing, the engineering side of what you're doing. For example, you know that the song is supposed to have intro, verse, chorus, verse 2, or then chorus, or there's some bridge, and then you continue. This is just a basic arrangement, and most of the time this basic arrangement is what works. Sounds good. Sometimes you can flip it, you can start with the chorus, but it will still go the same way. If you start with the chorus, then you go to the verses, chorus, verse, till the song finishes. But how is the build-up of that song? How did the intro start? So if the intro started like this, how is this song growing? How is the emotion growing in this song? What instruments are you using to create that emotional impact? That is the musicality of that, the whole thing. So this can only develop when you have these ear training exercises. You train yourself. You don't just focus on one thing, engineering, mixing, mixing and mastering. You don't do one thing only. You do everything, because that is what a producer is all about. Because if you are a producer, you cover all these aspects. It's different from a beat maker. A beat maker will just make a beat. An engineer or a producer will work on record that artist. You just made a beat. But if you're a producer, complete producer, you have all these skills in you. You should be able to work around all these aspects in order to come up with a better work. You see? So that is it. So let's look at point number 4. Point number 4 is try collaborations. A collaboration is very important. For example, let's say you play certain instruments, or maybe you are a very good drummer, but you struggle with keyboards, and there is somebody who is good at keyboards, and there's somebody who is good at playing bass, and somebody is playing lead guitar. Collaborate. You're an engineer. These ones might be musicians. They may not know anything about your engineering thing. You should be an engineer. You are a drummer. You do your drum programming, or even if you are in a scenario where you are able to play the drums because you have everything in your studio. Collaborate with other musicians, because in that you are bringing the whole essence, the full essence of that particular production that you want to achieve. I know sometimes it is very difficult to work with other people, because sometimes if you have a schedule to say, I want to release this song, maybe just in 3 weeks, but you are working with other artists to collaborate with, definitely you don't have to have deadlines in this aspect, because working with people is a bit difficult. You may never know what they go through, what they are busy with at the time when you are busy working on this project. So you have to be patient at the same time, because when you collaborate with people, you just need to be a patient person. Listen to them and also try to explain your vision to them, why you are doing this and why you need this to be done quickly, so that it doesn't delay you or it takes you out of the mood again. You don't want to do this project again because the people you wanted to collaborate with are not delivering. They are full of excuses. This one is telling you this other one is telling you that. So you are not working. But in this sense, I'm trying to say that when you collaborate, sometimes you come up with a very complete, very tangible work. Yeah, so it's also another way of how you can do better. Out of that, you learn a lot of things which you can implement even when you're doing that kind of production alone. So that is it. Let's look at number 5. Number 5 is accept criticism. Criticism is very much necessary. I remember there was a time I just logged on Facebook. Somebody posted, I think it was on Instagram, if not mistaken. Somebody posted, what I saw there, it was just insults. Someone was insulting somebody because they tried to tell them that maybe your production, you needed this to add this and that. Oh, that was just too much insults. I saw there some, in that kind of attitude doesn't teach you anything. You need to learn to accept criticism whenever you're doing things. There are other people, there are other producers who don't want to be told anything. So anyone who doesn't want to be told anything doesn't learn anything at the end of the day, That is how terrible it is. We have different attitudes. I embrace criticism a lot. And because I embrace criticism, maybe I found less criticism from people on what I do. Because criticism can come from various aspects. It can come from the musical point of view or from the engineering point of view. Somebody can tell you that the beat is okay, the music side is okay, but now the mixing, the vocals are low, maybe can you try to do this? Some other people don't know how to approach you, how you should do your thing. They will just tell you straight up, hey, man, this sounds whack, or this and that. How do you handle that? You see, a constructive criticism is necessary. I'm coming with 2 points here. I'm talking about a constructive criticism. A constructive criticism, somebody is criticizing you. He's not criticizing you as such, but they're trying to help you do better in the next work, or from the same work that you're doing, so you can revisit and you can see that something is wrong here. Sometimes not everyone can babysit you. I know, this is okay. Not everyone can do that. Some people can just come on you harshly, because it is that harshness that can wake you up. Oh, okay, but this guy, how he spoke to me. But at the same time, you are seeing the impact of what they told you. You don't just do things just like that. You make sure that whenever I'm releasing this work, it should really make sense. Otherwise, people will really criticize me very badly. So, looking at all these aspects, that is what can also help you so much. That is what can help you sharpen your production skills. So these are some of the facts that I prepared, because not all the time we can be doing beat making. Yeah, we cannot be doing that. I give a lot of tutorials on beat making. I hope it is benefiting. I receive a lot of positive feedback from everybody who is succeeding, who is doing better through my videos that I've been offering since 2023, when I started posting on this channel. Because I opened this channel in 2020, but I never posted anything apart from one clip that I shot. It was intended for other purposes, but I realized that no, let me shift, let me be doing this. So basically, that is what I wanted to share. So I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial, this video. If so, leave your comment in the comment section below. Let me hear your thoughts, and share, and also subscribe. Let's grow the channel. If you want production services, I'll leave my email in the comment section below. I work with anyone who is willing to work. I work with anybody. So that is it. Thank you so much. Have a blessed week and continue making good music. That is what I care for. All right, one other thing. I've been announcing about joining membership. So I just want to give you this update. There will be other tutorials which I'll be making only for members only. So I'll start this one in November. I'll be putting content for members only. So join, because there is a lot that I'm preparing also. And that is the only way you can also support me, so that I can continue, because I also like a lot of things, despite the fact that I bring a lot of tutorials here for free. I also need some support from you guys. So if you join membership, that is the only way you can also support me. So I'll be dropping tutorials for members only. Make sure you join that membership. It's a less fee, monthly. And you'll be able to enjoy my tutorials on mixing, beat, vocals, female vocals, male vocals, and mastering. Thank you so much.